Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Morning. Well, let's get the links. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see, and then there's this one. Thank you. Well, now that's interesting. Are we going up? I don't know. It looks like Treasuries are where they were. Very much where they were, yep. My data's still kind of loading, so. But yeah, not much of a move overnight. We do have a Treasury auction today. And jolts. Let's see here. What was PPI in Europe? It was 0.5. Yeah, there's a 10-year bond auction. Let's see where they're going to put it in at, huh? Okay. So you can see here yesterday was pretty range bound. We had a little bit of movement. I think we got a good trade out of there. And now we are having an inside day so far. So inside day, that's not very good for trading. And this is where we were saying that when we moved into November, things could get more range bound. Now, of course, we have the elections tonight, so there is high news risk. High news risk is what I'm going to say. And yes, I wonder, do we get our emoticon yet? Our dollar sign? No, not yet. I think it's still pending. How long does it take for them to look at that? I wonder. I need to go take care of that today too. Ooh, a $29, 240 gigabyte internal hard drive. Yes, I think I might want that. What's going on here? Boom, 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 boom. Where is it? Is it a good solid state drive? So I need one for the kid. He can load stuff a lot faster. I would think that would be a big help to him. 2.5 terabyte. 120 for 37. I don't know. You got a 250 for $60. Here. I wonder what these are going to be during Christmas time, because they always put really good sales. I think I'm going to wait. Oh, yeah, so the E-mini did move up. So there's that. That's good. But you still got this monster on Friday to deal with. Maybe we move up and deal with it, but I don't know. I kind of feel like things are going to be super slow because of the elections and the auctions, and this just does not look to me like a very good setup for trading. Okay, well, let's look at some markets here. Some election markets. Okay, were there any more of these released? Okay. Florida. I've got Nelson +5, +4. Pretty consistent. There's still one with Scott. The Harris X poll. It seems kind of Republican biased. It's also got McSally up. Although I think that one McSally is going to win. And they've got Tester up 1 in Montana on these ones. Then they have, wasn't it the opposite on Sunday? Let's see here. Montana. I guess not. Montana. No Utah polls. Well, they have not. I don't think that they've put out the Tuesday polls. We're going to see. I think that there's going to be polls for Tuesday. But I am a little bit. If there is not one in Utah, I might get suspicious. I think it could mean that the Republican is running away with it. But we will see. Sometimes what will happen is they'll do a poll and they don't like what the poll says. Not necessarily saying that they have like a bias per se, but just that like something about the results tells them that it's unreliable and they don't want to put their name on it the day before the election, because that's the one that they can be judged by. So when you come in and, there's a race that's been polled a lot and then they don't put polls out about it the day before, that tells you something. That's how I knew that Donald Trump had a better chance of winning than people were saying, because in most of the battleground states, like particularly in Pennsylvania, there wasn't any polls the day of or the day before. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, this is going to be super tight. I don't even know if I'm going to take any trades. Prophet Doom. Good morning, Seth. Darren Freehawk from Discord. Oh, thank you for watching on the Twitch. I would encourage you guys, first of all, if you're not watching on Twitch, please watch on Twitch. I mean, I appreciate that. We're trying to build up, watch on both, sure, but I don't know why. For some reason, people seem to find us on YouTube. And have a good 12 people or so pretty much every day on YouTube. But Twitch, we're still kind of trying to build it up. And I feel like, if we want to build the community and like bring in new traders and things like that, I think Twitch is where we gotta focus. And also, Twitch can be a place where we can be a little bit less serious. You know what I mean? So Discord chat, it's focused and we're good, and I think that Discord chat is just perfect the way that it is. But then we can go into Discord, and Discord can just be Twitch. We can go into the Twitch chat, and Twitch chat can just be kind of fun and shit posting and so forth. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I got these reaction things. I'm trying to get our emoticon, but I haven't seen. I think it's still waiting. Let's see here. I click this one, and then we go emoticons, and it'll say, oh no, we do have no, it's still pending. So, but we are going to have icons. So there's that, because we are, what do they call it, an affiliate? But then if we can get this above 100, which, that's a long ways away, because we usually get like 2 or 3 per day in Twitch. And I don't know if those are the same people every day, but if it is, I thank you very much. But if we can get that over 100, then we can absolutely get more emoticons and have more fun. Because then we could have like little bulls and bears and stuff. I think that would be cool. And yeah. Okay, well they are kind of they're doing a lot of this. Is very much what we saw yesterday, right? Like, hold on, let me fix my mouse. I need like one of those bungee cord things, because the mouse cord always wants to fall off the back of the desk. I watched a video on NOL/FOB and other butterfly charting to find price action. Do you chart that way? Well, so I don't have the butterflies up. You know, that was something that I was going to program and shouldn't be too hard, and I just never went and did it. But I do the spreads, just like the 5 and 10 and the 10 and 30. And I think it's something absolutely essential to look at, for sure. Because, for one, if you know that so like in this instance here, if we compare these two from yesterday, you can see that the spread was steepening, or sorry, flattening. We were getting a flatter yield curve. When it goes down, it means flatter, right? And this is why I have the 5-year on the right, because I know if these are down like this, so like say it was like this, okay, this one's equal, this one's 1 higher, and this one's 2 higher, that would be flattening. And so I know they're more likely to sell the 5-year and they're more likely to buy the 30-year, right? And then I can kind of factor that into my order flow. So now I know, oh, okay, we're moving up, but we're flattening. So if I see like some huge iceberg buy here at 22, actually that's exactly what we're seeing, may not matter as much as this going through here in the 5-year, which it just did actually. So that might be a little bit of a pivot there. If they hit into 055. Probably not. No, they're just rotating around this price. Yeah, but anyways, and when there is okay, so that's the first thing, is it can kind of help you read the order flow a little bit better, because you know, hey, there's unusual buying in the 30-year. Well, now you know why. It's because they're spreading, and this is where the spread is at. But then the other thing is that spreads just react incredibly well to technical indicators. So if I come in here and pull up a longer term chart, let me move these ones back. Dun, 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 dun. I'm super anal about getting all my charts like right next to each other. So when you look at this one, look at this. So here was a low here in the this was the knob spread, so the 1030 spread, and you can see, look, they came right back to it and bounced off of it. If they go through it, we may actually get a little bit of a move here if they move down, and the spread is kind of going down a little bit. You see, if we go back further, you might see some more of this. See right here, there was a pretty good resistance line around there. See that little spot right there? Anyways, like, support and resistance in spreads are like really clear, and so they can give you really good locations to try and take a trade at in the outrights, because you know that that's where the spread is going to encounter profit taking or resistance. So yeah, totally recommend looking at spreads. I think it's really an important component to trade treasuries. Okay, they did take 055. So maybe we're gonna keep going down. Still waiting on your AMP account to open. Oh, okay. So you did go with AMP, though. That's who I use. I mean, I think AMP's a good broker. Like, there's nothing special about them. They're cheap and easy. But are you going to trade at Sim a little bit first? Or, oh man, they went through 05 too pretty quickly. It's kind of funny because I kind of saw that one coming through. But I think to really have taken that trade, I would have wanted to sell 06, which I don't think I really knew. I didn't really see that happening when I had the opportunity to sell 06. And I'd have to be taking a profit here at 05 because, like, 2 ticks, man, on a day like this, that might be the best you're going to get. Yeah, I'm going to paper trade for a month or more to make sure I'm not blowing up my account. Yeah, absolutely. So so here's my recommendation. Don't set a time limit on it per se. Set a market limit on it, if that makes sense. So, like, you've got to see different kinds of markets. You want to see a market that is really, really slow and range bound, like yesterday. And maybe today. I think that today may end up being like that, but we'll see if I'm right. And then you want to see a really, really fast moving market like we had last month. And you want to be able to deal with both of those kinds of markets, because what you're going to find, or what I've found with a lot of traders, excuse me, is that you'll get started and you'll be in a certain kind of market and you'll find a strategy that works really, really well in that kind of market. And so you'll do well, you get confident, you'll start trading your live account, and then it switches to the range bound market and you get slaughtered, right? And you give up everything. And it's almost like, and it always seems to happen like right when you start trading the live account, you know what I mean? So make sure that you've experienced different kinds of markets before going live, but other than that, yeah. And then this is Jigsaw. I use Jigsaw. And I think people in chat have already given you a pretty good overview of the different software. You know, like Sierra Charts is really popular, and most of the stuff that you get in Jigsaw you can get in Sierra Charts. The reason why I recommend Jigsaw is Pete, the guy that founded Jigsaw and kind of does all the features for it and everything. He's a really smart, on the ball guy, and he's really invested in trying to make people better traders, and making the software better. You know, like this was always a NinjaTrader plugin, and NinjaTrader had stability issues, so he said, you know what, we're going to make our own platform. So he made his own platform, and you know, they made these Vista charts, and he made these level 2 indicators that you see here, and that was something that they added in, and they have more features coming in. And then they have a pretty good chat, although I don't use their chat very much. And then like every week or so they have a webinar for their traders that are like kind of like a trader come to Jesus kind of session sort of thing. I forget what he calls them. But yeah, that's why I like Jigsaw, because I feel like if you use Jigsaw, you're going to be much more on top of like new developments. Like if some new tool comes out that's really useful, you're probably going to have it in Jigsaw. Whereas Sierra Charts is mostly just copying things that have been popular in other programs first. But it is $500 to get into Jigsaw to start, so that is a little bit of a barrier. And then it's free to trade Sim, but then once you go live, if you want to use Jigsaw as your order entry, which I highly recommend, then I think it's $50 a month, just like with trading technologies. The basic trading technologies, at least. So, yeah. I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot being absorbed there at 05. I wonder. Yep, I wouldn't offer again. Because it's an auction day, it's not unusual to see a really, really, really huge iceberg. Very often on auction days, I've found that somebody will put in what we call a rate lock, where it's like they'll be at a price, and if anybody wants to buy at that price, they will sell it for like 20,000-30,000 contracts, and it will just basically sit there until the auction. See, that 05, the 05 half is being really stubborn. If it wasn't an auction day, I would be half tempted to buy it, because when you get a big iceberg like that and they push through it, that's often good for a few ticks. But because it's an auction day, like, that's something that I've seen hold many times. It'd have to be like 13,000-15,000 and break in order to get like a push up, I think. I've seen that before. So that's the 50 that Zerv says he pays monthly. Then 2 fees with AMP per trade, charge, commission. Yeah, because with AMP you have to pay like $15 for the data, I think, is their fee. And then, yeah, it's like $250, I think, for the ZN. But that's why everybody goes to AMP, because their commission is so cheap for starters. Now, if you're trading more size than that, if you start getting into some volume, then you can get it even cheaper. And they even do the volume, like, so there's a broker out there called Tradovate, and their thing is you pay $100 a month and you don't pay any broker fees. You still pay the exchange commissions, but you don't pay any broker commissions. But you have to be making, well over 100 trades a month to make it worth it. And then you can do the same thing in AMP. AMP offers that if you want to move over to that. So they're flexible too. And it's got an offer, and it's kind of just sitting there. So refresh it. Now ZB is kind of saying like that they don't want to stay there. Did you notice here in ZB? So you get this sort of thing. I really hate this. You see this right here where there's all these gaps between the ticks? That means that it ticked down 2 ticks without trading like they were, where was it? 21. So they traded from 22, they sold 21, and they sold 20 without selling back into 22 at all. So they went down 2 ticks and then they went up 2 ticks. And so you get this disorganized kind of movement where it goes up and then down 1. And there's gaps. Those gaps are often filled, but in this kind of location, this is one of my least favorite indications of a range-bound market. Disorganized movement. Because if you take a trade in there and you're not in at 19, you're past your stop real quickly. Kind of can be nasty action. Yeah, I'm a little concerned. I am seeing it right that I can trade this all day or all night long. My son wants to trade after his regular workday 8 to 5. Well, yeah, for sure. So what are you on which time zone are you in? That kind of makes a little bit of a difference, but the thing is, the time that I trade, so like these first 2 hours, Central Time. Oh, okay. So you're on the exchange time. So from about 7:20 to about 11 o'clock is like the most active time for treasuries, and I think that is like the best opportunity. And you can trade the E-mini too, and like the first hour of the E-mini opening up is really good, and then the last hour of the E-mini can be really good. But like those are your best opportunities, okay? But like your regular work day is 8 to 5, so I think that about the time that he gets home is when like the Asian markets open, like the Nikkei and stuff, like some of those ones that deserve trades, and you can make money doing those too. I don't think it's as good of a trade as the treasuries, but you can still totally make money doing it. So yeah, and it's becoming more and more popular because of that reason. Now, if you want to do that, you want to select, you have to set up the data for that when you're setting it up in AMP. Like there was a part where you selected rhythmic or CQG, and then you'd say, I want the CME, and then you would have to select I forget what the name of the Asian market is, but yeah, you have to add their data. But I'm guessing you probably, yeah, M, J, and K. So it sounds like you already did that part, so that's good. Good. Yeah, it can be a good trade. The thing that I like is liquidity. Like liquidity and volume. I want to see enough of something that I can get a read on what direction it's going. If you get this action like right now, where you're not really, very, very sparse volume, maybe 50 hit at a time, and that makes it really hard to read. Yeah. Well, yeah, and you don't necessarily have to have both. I mean, you always want to have some volume, but like the oil market, for instance, the oil market doesn't have a whole lot of liquidity because everybody trades it market orders. But it's still a good trade. It's a dangerous trade, and that's why I don't like it, because it can go really far really quickly. But it's still a trade. But then there are some markets like for instance the metals, like especially the lesser known metals, where you're only going to see like maybe 5 contracts at every level and stuff, but I wouldn't trade those. I don't think that those are good. Yeah, you just don't know. There are some people that are really good oil traders apparently, but man, when I started out, I said, well, oil was the one I used to like trade on paper. Like I would look at the chart, and I couldn't get data where I was working because I worked for a bank, so they wouldn't let me like sign up for a demo account. They had rules against it. So I would watch the chart in TradingView and just mark which levels I wanted to take and where my stops were and stuff. And then I would come back at the end of the day, and if it touched it, then I took a loss, and if I didn't, then I waited for it to go to my target. And that was like the QE days. So it was like you would just see one instrument would have a little bit of a bump in it, you'd buy it, and it would just go up all day. And the ones that I did was the most successful on was the oil. So when I started trading with the order flow, I said, well, I think I should do oil. No, it was a total disaster. Like the first week, I had some success in it, and then ever after that, it was just disaster after disaster. I watched either platinum or palladium and double one day, then back to flat the next. I can't remember which, but it was last week. Oh man. double in a day on a future, that's got to be insane. How many, what is the price per tick of that? Let's just say that it was platinum. No. Contract specs. Minimum price fluctuation is 10 cents. $50 troy ounces. So it's $5 per tick. That's actually not big, huge. But if it doubles, it could still be like a couple $1,000 move. Man. Interesting. It seems Jigsaw does not care for what is resting on the book, only what is printing. What? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Well, they do focus on the market orders, that's for sure. But I mean, they show you the liquidity there. And they got the Vista chart, and they have these indicators too. But I think the reason why Jigsaw does it the way that they do is because those orders pull. And Jigsaw is built much more around trying to detect when those changes happen. That's why, like, I've got this column here that tells you the change, you know. If 2,000 stack on a price above us, I'm going to see 2,000 there in that column. And so it highlights those. Gotta go. All right. Well, thank you for talking to me. I enjoyed it because this is crappy action, and it keeps me distracted from making a poor decision. Have a good day. Now we're doing good on Twitch today. Probably because I'm talking more. I hope you guys enjoy listening to me. Trading can be really boring sometimes, and I think, you know, our Discord is kind of what helps me, but it can really, really help to have some other people to talk to about the markets. Especially since, I mean, come on. Trading can be stressful, and regular people don't give a shit about this stuff. I tell my wife, you know, what happened in Treasuries today and, like, explain the trade. And to me, it's really exciting, but she doesn't really care. You know what I mean? So you have, like, all of this emotional baggage from the stress of trading and nobody to talk to about it. It's good to talk to people about it. You gotta have a buddy. Oh, was that, nope, I don't see it. I was wondering if that was John's. Oh, yes, it is right there. Oh, wait, so I didn't even look, but today we are still within, we actually got a double bull bear zone, but we're above the one. So we could actually maybe move higher. Let's see what he says. ZB is traded in 10 tick range, forming a double bull bear zone on the charts, clearly a sign of indecision and a lack of directional momentum. Having said that, I'd have to say my bias is generally for higher prices in the in support of the 10-year auction. Yes, I would agree with that. Maybe that 05 was maybe a good buy, but it's still slow. I think that we could I think we'll probably break this overnight high though. Well, so what kind of... I don't know. So I was going to see biggest 24-hour gains. So they seem to think that this New Jersey 2nd District is in the bag now. Let's see here. I don't see it. I'm gonna have to open up House of Representatives. Okay. House polls. House map. There we go. And it was a toss-up, wasn't it? Oh, New Jersey 2. There it is right there in likely Dem. No, that's not the one that why is that Oh. The Republican is picking up steam on that one. New Jersey 2nd District. New Jersey Grossman versus Van Drew. He has Van Drew up 17. But somebody took a huge trade in it. There's no polls since October. Oh, that's very interesting, folks. Let's see, what is this? It is Grossman. Okay. Well, I'm just going to post that in Discord. Okay, so let's keep that one in mind. They seem to see something happening in New Jersey. The biggest trade is how many seats there's going to be. Sort by price change. Okay, so New Jersey 02 is the biggest one. Montana at large seat. Will Utah approve medical marijuana? Okay. Oh, and here's the Utah one. Okay. So right now they're still saying Republicans won't hold the House for sure. So that market's not really very interesting. They're kind of a split decision on how many Senate seats. Man, that one's hard. That one might be worth taking a trade because you can buy it for you got like 10 to 1 risk reward, but there's a lot of options too. But if you know which one it's going to be, well, we can look at that in a second. Down at 05 again. That's I want to see. So it's been quiet. I think I can take that. Okay. Anyways, let's pull this back up, and I'm just going to cover the Vista chart if that's okay with you guys. Okay, so I got filled, and I don't want it to go past this. Okay. Who will win in Montana's? So that one's been pretty consistent. I don't know if that one's Montana. Where is it? Here we go. Montana at large. Giaforte +7. Okay. So that one seems like in line. Very much in line. Okay. Will Utah approve the marijuana initiative? Okay, so it has been moving, trending down, which I think is correct. I don't think that one's going to pass. I'm biased, but I think that the LDS church in the area probably put the kibosh on that one enough that people are going to vote against it. Plus, there's already another bill going through, so it's like the result of this initiative isn't going to matter. But we'll see if a lot of kids come out and vote. Might make a difference, but I don't think it's going to pass. But that one is there's definitely a lot of uncertainty. Like I say, it's like 55% chance that it won't pass, it will fail. And then this one, yes, the 4th district. Okay. So they're giving the Republicans a little bit more of a chance, but it's been higher on the Democrat side for quite some time now. Well, since the end of October when that poll came out. There's no polls. I don't think they've released the polls yet, but I don't think that they've done the polls yet. Well, the E-mini may want to move up, and that could invalidate this trade. Yeah, you know that it's coming, but I don't know if they're gonna. So there's 19 is offer. I don't know. There's a big iceberg there in the 5-year. I don't know, guys. Yeah, I think that this one you get 60-40. I think that one's okay to short too. But this one is even more unsure. The Utah Reese. Because there's no polling. We'll see if they they release a poll this morning. Okay, they ticked back up. That's good. They're gonna try and take out the 21 now in ZB. Well, ZF did not trade through that 06 half, and in fact 06.2, 06 quarter is pulling. So they ticked up again. They're not taking it in the 5-year. Nope. It's kind of funny how the 5-year is pulling so much both sides too. I don't think that's going to go through with just 1,000. I think it might be more than that, but and they've bought it up at the 05 a couple of times now in the 10. You got it on both sides now in the 30-year as well, which is a signal that I have, except for that this action doesn't tell me which side to take it. So if you try and get filled at 19, that may not happen. And if you do, it might go through you. So I would discretionarily pass on that particular one. simply because it's unclear if you'll be able to get the price. Okay, so we ticked down in the 5-year. We did tick down. It's not really, I mean, it's a little bit causing these other two to come down a little bit, but not like serious. They're not buying it back up. What's with that? I don't know. So they've stacked somewhat 062. $19 is pulled. And that looks suspicious. That one looks like a lure to me. Like, why would 19 pull in that circumstance? This in the 10 years flipped many times. Mostly staying between 18 and 22, though. And see, after that trade, nobody interested in making a further trade in the 5-year. I don't know, guys. This is super range bound, but I think something's going on here. There you go. Okay, so that uptick seemed to change things a lot. They did not uptick yet in the 10-year, though, nor in the 30. So you mean you're going to take a little pause here? Okay. So there was a decent amount that sold there in the 30-year. We should keep that in mind. Okay, so now that one really seemed to upset them. Well, not upset them. Like, I think a couple of sellers just got screwed over there, because when that ticked, you could see the whole thing kind of was like all of the robots readjusted. It's not doing anything, and then it ticks up, and now all of a sudden they're flickering again. Good. And the 5-year is ticking up again. It was 065, right? Yep, it was 065 that there was the big iceberg. And they've traded up through that 065 a couple times now. They want to keep that 30-year wants to stay down, though. So that downtick did not have the same kind of effect. Somebody's fighting it now at 05. The 10. E-mini is kind of heading down, though. For the time being, at least, it's heading down. It's very slight, but it kind of looks like a pivot in ES. Clicked the wrong button. See that in the E-mini? It's kind of coming down a little bit. It's coming down a little bit. And there was a little bit of an attempt to buy it, and it already came off. Oh, but now they're flipping it around again. They both stacked. The bid and the offer stacked. Does look like that did trade down in the 5-year though, didn't it? See, they're taking like 3 prices at a time in the 5-year now. Hmm. Now they've got an outsized order at 065. I wonder if we tick up if that pulls. We might not get an uptick. This is kind of starting to look heavy. Yeah. Hmm. So that order at 065 is suspicious. This right here. This guy right here. That looks suspicious. Especially since the pivots would indicate that the E-mini is likely to go down to at least 27.31. It's actually quite a ways down there for it to do that. Nope. Huh. Wow. No, big buying in ES. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so they ticked up, but it did not. It's not holding it. Especially in ZB. That offer is staying pretty solid. We're still in a point where I think we could see a turnaround, but so far it's not materializing. Well, it's close to the ES. We should have been out of this. It's close to the open. Yeah, look at that. They're buying it into the open. Right to the VWAP. Okay. That better not have given me -3. God damn it. Well, if it was real, I would have been -2. Nope. Okay, so there was the buying. We're gonna see sellers come in now? That move right there, I think he can sell that, right? Just like 27.41 in ES. There could be another move, but I think you just sell it right there. There could be another new high, but then after that, it's probably gonna sputter out because the sellers are absorbed that whole way up. Look at that. And the absorption there in the 10-year. So definitely correlated trading going on here. It just depends on which side of this range and the E-mini they're at. It depends on which way the treasuries are pointed. And buyers aren't giving up. Now they're showing this thing. The 10-year is. So that was that last other push up. This is where I think you sell it right there. And look at that stack at 035. And they sold through it. No, don't hit the stop. Don't do it. Come on, boys, you can do it. You can do it. Sell. Please. I think they're gonna do it. I really do. I'm gonna be proven spectacularly wrong because I'm so sure. Huh? Well, they don't want to go below my price now. They know exactly. They're like, well, Seth took the E-mini from here, so we can't sell it below that. Of course not. course not. We have to buy it again and stop him out. I need to not focus on that one. This one, so this 035 has gone back and forth a few times. Well, yeah, they stopped me out. See, I still think he just... Let's see, this price is pretty balanced, I think. Let's see. So now I want to know what happens to this. So that's stacking and pulling a lot. This at 03 is not as big of a deal now. I still want to buy it. I guess I'm wrong. Okay, big stack there. If the 5-year really came down. How far can they go, guys? A bunch of people got stopped out there. I don't know. So here's another bubble. Some of those buyers aren't giving up though. They're like, nope, we're gonna buy it again. Sellers won that one. Okay. Buyers won that one. Well, sellers are being much more are having a much better time holding this 27.49, but it's now been tested like 3 or 4 times. Treasuries appear, particularly the 5-year, appears that they want to turn around. There's a lot of buying down here. For whatever reason, they want to buy it. I mean, that is a really strong up move, guys. How far can that go? Maybe they think that the Republicans are going to win tonight all of a sudden. One theory. Maybe there's some earnings that came out that were good that I don't know about. You know, I just realized I don't have my squawk on that way out. That always helps. See this still?
1 million. 7.136 million. 7.0 million. 66 million. Picking up on R from Nomura, that's the data for September, will be important to evaluate acceleration.
All right.
Part of a new trend. Vacancies remain at multi-year highs with more than one job posting for every employed worker, consistent with the steady labor market strength. So they're suggesting some upside risks to the wage growth over the next few months.
That's what you get for trying to stand in front of the train. I mean, I thought it was range-bound action and that those edges would hold, but it did not. Oh, he was short from 16. This is kind of looking a little bit more like the trade that I wanted originally. You finally got the uptick. Like there's actually some momentum behind us now. And now, of course, the E-mini is going to stop us out. I just suck at trading the E-mini, guys. Like, I'll catch a big winner and everything, but I'm not actually good at trading it. Because it does that against me way too often. Do we get the I still don't see Tuesday polls on realclearpolitics.com yet, so. And they're usually there when I come and get into work, though, so. I'm super skeptical of this rally. I don't see a reason for them to be buying it like that. And if the bears can push below that like 27.47 or so, like they're gonna retrace the whole thing. They're way too long. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. There could be a real reason to be buying this, but the Treasuries certainly seem to think that something's up. I think that this could retrace. I like to see this. It's like they're sweeping even. Well, bears are definitely putting up more of a fight there. I mean, the bears are slowly doing better and better. It's still not enough yet. Eventually, the tide is going to turn. Well, that wasn't it. That was a good victory right there.
It's not until we get the US jolts up openings for September again. That's
Yeah, we gotta remember that. Okay. Well, buyers are not letting them go past 48 quarter. Definitely still buying in the 10-year, although the cumulative delta is relatively flat. A lot of buying delta on that move up in the E-mini, so they are still trying to buy it. They are still trying to buy it. Okay, maybe overstepped a little bit there. Nope, they're still taking it. That's crazy, guys. It's not crazy. I mean, it's not crazy, but I'm just really surprised. I'm just really surprised.
One minute.
Okay, they're not pulling for jolts. What's a 7.09 is what they're looking for.
Seconds. $7.009 million, 7.9 million for the jolts job openings. Power rise to 7.9.
It's pretty much as expected. We wanted 7.09 and he said it was 0.009. Well, if it got down to there, I would definitely want to take it off, but I'm thinking maybe more like that one. Okay, I'm getting good stacking in the 10-year. So if they can make it lower, if they can get past 27.47 now, then I think we will be in a good place. Fact, you may even get some trapped longs in the E-mini. They're still not going. I don't know. So this is supposed to be the selling, I think. I mean, they did stack there at 27.49. As of yet, not entirely convincing. Okay. So a lot of selling now. Okay. Okay. So I think we have a much better. Things are working out much better for us now. Good job, Sun Devil. Picked up 2 ticks there. I think Treasuries could go a little bit more. I wonder if they go back up to the top. That'd be really crazy if they did. But we are still kind of having an insight day, I feel. Even though it's been a good uptrend, it's been super slow, and a lot of contracts have been absorbed at each price. Sun Devil's telling us that copper is selling off.
That's revenue.
Yeah, the cumulative delta came down a little bit too quickly. I think I kind of feel like it came down too quickly, and they're gonna have to balance out a little bit in the E-mini to go much further. But that was definitely like
Not at 100.
like last time that we were here.
January 20. This is morning, fucking.
Well, you're about equaling cumulative delta. I mean, it's all positive delta below us. We're not getting like an inverse delta, but it does not look to me like they're done. I think that they're gonna sell again, and they just got to. They need to pull back a little bit, is all. Especially because you're forming this zipper in the end. Because I've often found that if you get a reversal or a move, and
without an operation backstop.
So sometimes you'll kind of get a reversal, and then you'll get a little bit of a zipper, and then it'll continue. I've seen that many times as of late. I don't know how common that is. I haven't tested it, but it's just something I've noticed a lot lately. Okay, so here's some selling coming in again, and yes, they're able to come down without much resistance. That's kind of interesting. And gold moves a little too fast. That's interesting. Well, that he likes copper, but not gold. Copper is pretty directional. I can see a case that copper would be a better trade because there's going to be more actual business on copper, right? So it should be easier because gold is pure speculation, right? There's not a lot of industrial use for gold. Hmm. So buyers are making a little bit of a push here again. Making a little bit of progress, but not much. And I can see a lot of absorption on the offer. Especially there, 27, 47, 50.
Deal on back. There we have.
Yeah. Couple of people buying the 04, but the ZB did tick down. Interestingly enough, that big order at 065 is still there.
Bonnie again.
The Brexit talk is still ticking, huh? You know, I'm lucky that I'm not super involved in European politics because this whole Brexit thing sounds like a big mess, and sitting here waiting for a deal for months now. That must be so exhausting. So there was a pretty good sell there, but it wasn't enough to go down and make a new low. I'm not seeing like huge buyers stepping in here yet, but they are kind of at the top of the range. They could make it, but I'm kind of looking more for a little bit of selling to come in and then they break the low. You know, especially since they didn't get back up to the 50, 27, 48, 50. And I said that, somebody's like, oh, well, I guess we got to take it up there now. Okay, so they ticked down. There was some big hits into 035.
A lot more on today coming up later on the BBC News. Spread of what we discussed at the adhere deadline. Possible.
So there was some big selling. Okay, so there was the 50. They got through it.
last week.
Renko bars. I don't know. I don't really use Renko bars. Let's clean some things up here. Don't need these at this time. Okay. So here comes the selling again. They're going to hit that 27.47. Yes. These offers in the 10-year are just completely pulling. Hmm.
More from Laura Kuenssberg now saying that it urged the Prime Minister to hard line. But a big no conversation.
They're still selling.
Into the paper that set out the difference between a November deal and December.
The sellers are still pretty aggressive based on cumulative delta. Like that move up there was like a seller got trapped, I think, and that whole volume there puked. But then it equalized and now they're turning down again and they actually went even lower in cumulative delta. So that's pretty aggressive selling, I think. To have something like that and still be going through. And I mean, nobody was willing to sell through the 025 either in Treasuries. I think that's important. We get this zipper. They had a shot at the other way and they didn't take it. 035 is still the middle. I want to see if we tick up how much that 04 pulls.
From Laura Kuenssberg, in short, from the minister is told to be ready for another cabinet meeting end of this week, because there might be enough movement by then to push button.
See if the E-mini could make another push down. That could push us out the top of this zipper in ES and, or sorry, in ZN and create a more extended move. I can only hope. Man, they did take the 03 and the 025, didn't they?
We're picking up on President Trump saying that's highly
Why did that refresh on its own? That's interesting. I guess Real Clear Politics has an auto refresh on their page. Know this profile right here. So you're going to get resistance here. Is that going to do it? Okay. You can see they kind of...
Getting the results now of the GDT results. The price index down 2%, prior of minus 0.3%, while the whole milk powder down at 2.9% versus a prior of down 0.9%.
This right here is kind of interesting in ZB or ZF as well. This whole thing looks dominated by the E-mini still. They're having a hard time with this price, and there's that big order there too. So a few things in the bear's favor. And by the way, the delta right here is like flatlined. But this is now balanced prices. That's concerning. Okay, they are getting above those spots now. So now let's draw that profile again. So you got this, and then this. So now you've got kind of this ledge right here. Kind of got a similar thing going on in Treasuries too, don't we? That's really interesting. Okay. Selling down to the other side of the profile now, I think, hopefully. Buyers not giving in. They're really not giving in, are they? There's some strong buying in there. What was Trump's exact words on that tweet? I wanted to see. There was a rumor put out by the Democrats that Josh Hawley of Missouri left the arena last night early. It is fake news. He met me at the plane when I arrived, spoke at the great rally, and stayed to the very end. In fact, I said goodbye to him and left before he did. Deception. Okay. Interesting wording. Okay, so this is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If this comes up another time, then it's my zipper setup. Ready?
Pay attention for the symphony.
Okie dokie.
Okay, baby.
She left the door open. Okay. This is gonna go. It's looking good, at least. I shouldn't say this is gonna go, but I'm getting a good signal right now, a really good signal.
Again, repeat.
Come on now. Let's not waste any more time. Oh no, Ninja Trader crashed.
Okay, a debt management. 2.75%.
Okay, well, they're holding a good bid at 03, but I'm not seeing buying into 03 half yet, nor pulling. I do see maybe some indication that the 5-year does want to turn around. Okay. A little bit of volume there in the 30 in the E-mini, by the way. It's kind of hard to read though now because of Ninja Trader crashing. Mm. 60% of the time it works every time. I think it was 50. They're gonna sell. Come on. There you go. Come on. There you go. That's more like it. Well, so we're waiting to see if 040 is going to get cleared. That's what I'm watching. I should check the chat. I hope that somebody's not waiting for a question to be answered. Nope, I think we're okay. Oh, I should refresh this tab. It looks like that maybe died. Yeah, okay, we're good. We're good. We've still got a decent number of people viewing too. Thank you very much for watching. Come on. It's auction day, boys. Buy these treasuries. You gotta make them look good for the buyers. Nobody wants to buy treasuries on an auction day when everything's going down big time. Gotta make them look attractive. So you got some big lines of support here now below us. I think though they could given that move they came down, I think there's a pretty good chance that we're gonna get another one. I don't know. So this down move is almost completely retracing. I mean, there's still a lot of delta to come off in ES, right? All the way back to when the start of the move happened, we're still a good 100,000 contracts long. I mean, they have to be a much bigger fall. And I'm not quite sure I understand why things are going the way they are. And in fact, I'm actually really surprised that they were able to get some contracts to go into 025. It kind of makes me paranoid, like, yes, we're listening to you, Seth, and we're going to do exactly what we can to try and mess you up. You shouldn't have said so much about what you're thinking, and then we wouldn't know what to do to screw you over. Yeah, these buyers in the EV, they don't want to. They're not giving in yet. I don't even think it gave me one.
Where that's President Trump tweeting
Two. Gave me two. Congressman Peter King of New York is a hardworking gem, loves his country and state. Get out and vote for Peter. Job openings tumble by 284,000, still 1 million more than unemployed workers. Okay. What was that? They come all the way back, huh?
Italian political news now that the government has called a confidence vote, again from the Italian government, has called a confidence.
The funny thing is that the cumulative delta in the 10-year is, for the most part, flat through this whole range down here at the bottom. That might be my guy. So I may have to step away from here, but That sounds like the yard guys for sure. That makes me really happy, guys. Because I was afraid that they weren't going to come. And they were never going to come and do this. Impreza laughs. Yeah, there's kind of a little bit. I mean, this is still a really good trade and a really good signal, and it did go up a tick, but it didn't fill. I don't think that the backtester. I don't know if the backtester would have considered that filled. I don't think it would. I actually might have. The backtester might have actually considered that stopped out at that point. But I'm okay giving it a little room here still. I don't know. Pretty range bound market for sure, so I guess that kind of makes a lot of these trades back kind of a crapshoot, but that signal's done well for me in ranged. Well, okay, so now you're definitely stopped out, right? Alright.
Hearing more on that Italian and conference vote. It seems to be over a security and immigration law issue. In that Italian stuff, via Forex Flow, they're reporting Italian forces that it's over the security and immigration law issues.
Hmm. Doesn't help that a lot of the action in ES kind of is just turning really random to me.
Draft. UK Prime Minister may a cabinet meeting scheduled for the week. Cabinet will again at the appropriate moment in further cabinet meeting.
Tick up. That tick might just be random. Like the E-mini doesn't look like clearly short or anything. Maybe they're about to make a move, but it's just a little weird that they ticked up there. Well, it's not a little weird. It's just I don't see any real reason for it to have done that. So that one might have just been random. There's a little bit more of a sell. Maybe we do get a... There you go. Well, there's the bottom of this profile, though, might hold it. It held it last time. Nope. See, now tick down. A lot more size on top of it. Tick up a decent amount of size on it. Not as much as it was the offer, but a little, but 2,000. This is just not. You're starting to get some craziness in the 5-year. Now they're not bidding up much at all on 025. 02 quarter, whatever you want to say. E-mini maybe going to take another dive. They're kind of looking at it. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Are you a swing trader or a scalper? Well, I'm trying to scalp. That one that I held, I was in that for an hour. That's really long for me, and probably shouldn't have stayed in that. But now these ones that I take in the E-mini are maybe a little bit more of swings. I don't know. It's a little bit of a hybrid because I'm trying to like, I take the scalp, but then I try and hold them and let it run. So this one is really more of a swing because when you look at where my order is, I mean, I'm expecting it to come back across these profiles here. Came really close that last downturn. I think there's still more downside. I could be wrong, but I think there's still more downside. But she's not cooperating, is she? Especially not over here. Not bidding or offering much at all at 025. At least we know we got a balanced price. So there's that, which is nice. Can you hear that? That's definitely the guys outside working. Okay. So now they're taking it. But note that the treasuries are not moving up. What's it gonna take? Well, the one thing that's working against me is we're still like in between these two bull bear zones. We got to get above 18 in the 30 year. If we can get above 18 in the 30 year, then maybe we could get some more buying. I should keep an eye on this liquidity here. Whoop. That absorption there is a little bit more positive. Let's see a bid here for mid 045. ZF Liz. I'm just doing way too much cheerleading today, aren't I? Bum bum. Okay, gotta go to the door.
Equity news now. Reuters source for bidding group emerged as in fiber network. KKR Alliance, Macquarie Capital.
Still sitting here.
A bit more Brexit news now. Picking up on a tweet from the Guardian deputy political editor. That's the second cabinet minister telling her to expect another cabinet meeting at the week to agree the UK's compromise war proposal. Iran's oil minister now will consume
Whoa, okay. So there was some strong buying there, and they sold into it. They absorbed it, but now look, they're pushing through and they're pushing up. Well, that was a really strong buy. So probably gonna stop out my long in the yes. Sorry, my short. Some news there?
Cut a round off from the well, it used the tick box best in actual TV channels in your
Well, that move in the E-mini was a little insane, wasn't it? So semi-closed is minus 400. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, because there was some with the E-mini, huh? There it is. Oh man, I took way more in the E-mini than I thought.
Bankers or possible. are up to accepted 7%, 12.9%. Bills at 0.24%. Accepted 5.4. Picking up on a tweet now from EU Barnier, strong common commitment to orderly withdrawal, good all-weather backstop for Ireland and Northern Ireland, and ambitious future yet.
Well, they did take it, but it wasn't. It's not like it's super significant. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, can you hear me? Nope. Okay, well that one obviously didn't work, but we're also kind of in like past my time frame. But because I'm here today, I really want to see this auction happen. I don't know. But obviously, it's never going to. It's just not quite doing what we want it to. And I think there's a little bit too much of a. We want it to go up because of the auction, but there's no way of telling when it's actually going to start doing that. And I think I'm trying to force it a little bit too much. This one right here, just like looking at the cumulative delta, looks like that pretty much everybody that was long from like 8 o'clock basically just puked.
Block sell.
Well, I should have exited that one at 015, but I had, other shit going on. And obviously, you wouldn't trade when you have distractions like this. Kind of want to see if it, yeah, okay. Okay. Well, I can't sit and watch this, and it's time for me to get to work. So let's post the notes. I still want to go along at some point. The thing is I still got this thing going on over in the E-mini. I still hasn't hit my spot. I still think that it's going to go. I actually think it's going to go to that. But we'll see. Not really a way for me to fundamentally explain why we got downtrend like this. I mean, it's against my stats and stuff. So, but now that it's broken the lows, of course, it'd be hard to get above '06. So
Block by.
That's you.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna let this sit here. If it comes up, it's gonna at 06 is where I have to get out because that's the open. But I've got to do other work, so I'm just gonna stop the stream, and I'll be back tonight. For the election night, that should be fun. So yeah, hope you guys have a good day. We'll see you later.